Now, caring for a new baby brings with it a whole host of emotions and concerns. But when that baby is premature, the challenges can be even greater. Now, a campaign to change the law so parents of children born prematurely can take extra paid leave from work has reached Westminster. It's been backed by charities and parents, including Olympian Sir Chris Hoy and his wife Sarah, whose son was born 11 weeks early. Here's Katrina Renton.
Meet Sophia. She is 6 and lives in Cumbernauld with her 3-month-old baby brother, Murray. Mum Claire was admitted to hospital just 26 weeks into her pregnancy. Tiny Sophia arrived 10 days later to Claire and her husband, Andy.
How many people are in your family, Sophia?
4.
Tell me who's in your family.
Daddy, Mummy, me and Mummy.
So Sophia was born, as I said, 1.5 pounds at 27 weeks. She spent 15 weeks in hospital. When she was born, we had to wait for everything to happen. We had 2 weeks till we had to cuddle her, 7 weeks till we got to put clothes on her, and obviously 15 weeks till we brought her home. So I think the first third of my maternity leave was spent in a hospital, and it wasn't normal at all. So I think anything that could have extended that time for us and given us more of a normal experience would have made a benefit.
The bill is suggesting that both parents of premature and sick babies would be entitled to up to a further 12 weeks paid leave on top of existing statutory paid parental leave.
What we see is very often fathers having to disappear back to work after 2 weeks because they can't afford to take unpaid leave beyond their paternity leave. And you also find mothers very often having to use months and months of their maternity leave just travelling back and forth to hospital, maybe balancing other caring responsibilities as well. And that's not what these rights should be used for.
Sarah and Sir Chris Hoy's children, Chloe and Callum, were both born prematurely. Callum at 27 weeks. She now works with Bliss, a premature and sick baby charity that is supporting the bill.
You may find that paternity leave and very often even maternity leave comes to an end before the baby has even come home from hospital. So families are faced with an impossible decision about returning to work and having to meet the financial needs of their family whilst still having a baby in hospital who they're dealing with really significant medical issues with, let alone having ever had that opportunity to be at home and just be a mum and dad to their baby.
Katrina Ogilvie started campaigning for a change in the law 7 years ago. Both her sons, Jack and Samuel, were premature. Samuel, the elder, who is now nearly 11 at 29 weeks.
So my husband took the first week off as paternity leave and came and visited us and stayed together in neonatal care. But then he had to go back to work after just 1 week, and I still recall him coming after work, sitting next to the incubator in his suit and waiting to be able to hold our son, but then not being able to because there'd been a nappy change or he'd been fed and things like that, and then he wouldn't be able to get those precious opportunities.
For Claire and her family, extended leave would have made a real difference.
They're 6 years on with Sophia, and it's really the same position. So I think it's really good that the bill's going to Parliament today, because actually then hopefully we'll get some change.
Katrina Renton, reporting Scotland, Cumbernauld.